Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony. Welcome to another edition of BNA Sports Talk, and I have taken the last couple days off because I had my wisdom teeth taken out. Can't talk when you have wisdom teeth, and I only pre-recorded, stupidly, one video, as if like I was going to all of a sudden recover in one day. But yeah, so today what I want to talk about is some Giants news, and then we'll hop into my top 10 NFC East players, and we'll do that for every single division. I just have so many topics that I want to cover that I'm going to start double uploading. I think school's starting for me soon. I want to get as much content out there as possible, but let's talk about some Giants news. Baker, not DeAndre Baker, he is out for the season, most likely. People are like, oh, there's a chance for him to come back, and I see some like Radioheads not knowing what they're talking about. DeAndre Baker is done for the season. He's done for the Giants. We're going to save some cap room and not spend it on Yannick Ngakoue, who, by the way, got rid of his agent today, I think. And yeah, we're not going to get Yannick Ngakoue. I made topics about that, why we shouldn't, blah, blah, blah. I'm not talking about that in this video. Sam Beal also opted out, as well as Damari Scott. Yeah, I haven't been active in a while, so I haven't really talked about those topics. It sucks that we don't have DeAndre Baker. We were really looking forward to him. Us Giants fans being optimistic about every single player, even though realistically every single player can't be successful. So it sucks that DeAndre Baker is not going to be here. Sam Beal, those are two big guys. But, we still have Corey Ballantyne. We brought in a guy, I forgot his name, Cockrell, that we had a couple years ago. He's gotten 70 PFF grades in the past couple years. He had some, missed tackle problems, and you guys seen the videos about it. I'm not really talking about that much. Hopefully he plays well. That's what I'm looking at. I don't really have an opinion on that. And then, I think that's pretty much all the topics that I have missed, unless I'm missing one. Oh, wait, how did I forget? Danny Dimes is looking like a dime. Danny Dumbbells, he is looking amazing. I don't know, he just went from zero to hero in a year. That maybe Eli Manning gave him all of his wise experience and things like that. He looks good. I'm excited for Daniel Jones this year. Let's see him take a big step up. Let's go Giants. Okay, now let's go into the rankings. Let's start off with number 1, Saquon Barkley. He has to be the best player. He's picked number 2 overall in the draft. Carson Wentz was also picked number 2 overall in the draft. So you have 2 number 2 overall picks in this division. But, Saquon Barkley is number 1. He is better than Ezekiel Elliott. I have Ezekiel Elliott number 3. But going up to Saquon Barkley, we all know his talent, his ability, his strength, his leadership, just all a bunch of that. Not going to be a problem off field. Needs to stay healthy. But obviously, we heard in his interview him talking about a high ankle sprain just comes with the game. It's not something that's going to be chronic over his career. Hopefully not, at least. But yeah, it's something that running backs have to deal with. You're in a field with a bunch of guys. Sometimes somebody steps on your ankle, you twist the wrong way. It's football. It happens. Next, Zach Martin. Now, a lot of people may think he's on the downward trajectory of his career, but he is still a solid guard for the Dallas Cowboys. There's a reason why they have one of the top 10 offensive line. There's also another Dallas Cowboy offensive lineman in this ranking. There could be 3, but I decided to keep it only to 2. You got to give some room for some other people. I have Ezekiel Elliott at 3, a walking 10-yard gain. It's unfair. Sometimes you're watching him, you feel like you're watching an Alabama game. It's just like 10 yards. A big bruiser back. A lot of people think he lost his step, and I did a film analysis on it. I didn't really see much of a change. Maybe there's that one-step burst, but he's still an elite running back. Definitely top 7 in the league. And the running back ranking really does change a whole bunch year to year because guys have fresh legs. It's all about based on your circumstances. Obviously, Dallas doesn't have the best offensive line anymore, but it's still really good. Is that why Ezekiel Elliott has been so good throughout his entire career? I don't really know 100%. It definitely does help. Next, I have Darius Slay. Now, it's a bit high in the ranking, I would say. Some people may have him towards 7 or 8, but Darius Slay has been a Pro Bowler on and off for the past couple years. It was a big signing by the Philadelphia Eagles. Is the reason why they brought him in for a 3rd and a 5th round pick. And I think he's going to be extra motivated this year. This list is basically saying at the end of the year, in January 2021 or February 2021, if one of these teams make the Super Bowl, whatever, what are the rankings going to be? What are we going to be saying? So that's basically what this list is. Probably should have explained it in the beginning, but we're still going to roll on anyway. Darius Slay, speed, not the greatest size or length, but he's just productive. He's a baller. He has a knack for where the ball's going to be. He's smart like that, and I think he's going to bring his veteran leadership to the Eagles. I'm not sure how much long he has left in this league. He may start taking a step back as early as this year, but I'm going to have him at number 4 now. La'el Collins is number 5. Now, he is trajecting downward a little bit. He had a 90 PFF ranking, took a little bit more penalties and had a little bit more pressures than what he had in previous years, but he's still a solid left tackle for the Dallas Cowboys. Tyron Smith, I did not have on this list. I think La'el Collins is the better option right now, obviously dealing with a couple injuries, but I think La'el Collins is solid for the Dallas Cowboys. Next, I have another player from Dallas, Dak Prescott, and he's above Carson Wentz. I have him at 6 and 7. I think Dak Prescott's it's just a slight better mentally right now. Carson Wentz has kind of that intermediate game knocked down with his accuracy. Dak Prescott doesn't really have that much. But I'm taking a look at it. Dak Prescott has gone in the playoffs. He's won 2 playoff games. Carson Wentz has only thrown 4 playoff, passes. Dak Prescott has more playoff games than Carson Wentz has playoff passes. So that's something to be said. He's injury prone, and I saw a stat. He's one of the most inaccurate quarterbacks in the league. I'm talking about Jameis Winston's, style. Percentage of accurate passes, and a lot of that is the short game, but you need to do that. You need to get those BS yards in order to move the chains. And when you're scoring 9 points against the Seattle Seahawks, I know they had a great defense, but they didn't have a great, they had a great defense a couple years ago, but they didn't have a great defense last year. They were taking a step back. They were the bottom third in the league in defense, and you can only put up 9 in one of the most pivotal games. People are talking about how, I've discussed a lot about him, how he conquered, you played Miami, the Redskins, and the Giants, and then the Cowboys when Dak Prescott had an injured shoulder. Congratulations. Or when you actually play good teams, sometimes you don't play that great. There obviously are exceptions, but, he's inconsistent like that. Former MVP, so you got to give him some respect. We would have been MVP. Next, Fletcher Cox. I think he's on the downtrend, but I still think he's a great player, great run stuffer, great pass rusher, knows all the moves, knows how to fool those rookie offensive linemen, and basically just consistently get to the quarterback. He's just a force on that defensive line that's been there for years. I think Leonard Williams is a step below. I think he takes a big step up this year as far as, pressures. Well, pressures may be the same, but as far as sacks, the key indicator to sacks next year is actually pressures. It's not sacks from the previous year, if that made any single sense whatsoever. But I think Leonard Williams is going to have a, prove-it year this year. He's dealing with a hamstring injury. It's not a hamstring injury. I was going to make a video about it. Like, he's not dealing with a hamstring injury. That's, I don't want to practice, basically. And you guys franchise tagged me at a defensive tackle, so I get to do what I want. I didn't get the extra $1.5 million. I can't afford a $20 million house. I can only afford an $18 million house. Boo-hoo. But, yeah. And then next, DeMarcus Lawrence. I still have to have some respect on this guy. I think he takes a bit of a step up this year from last year because he was so demotivated last year because Jason Garrett, I don't think he put in as much effort as you would like to see. I think he takes a step up, trying to prove his contract because he was the highest paid player, I think, at the time of his contract, but he's an experienced player. I think he's going to bring some good things to that Dallas defense that, has not really that much talent. If you want to say, the linebacking core is good, but take a look at the secondary. I think that, DeMarcus Lawrence is there. And then my next 10, the guys that I was leaving out, the guys I was thinking about, I'm going to show you who I was thinking about. Brandon Brooks, but obviously he's injured. We'll go through it really fast. Brandon Sheriff, but he's a little bit too physical, and sometimes he lets up pressures when he shouldn't. Terry McLaurin, I haven't seen enough yet, but he could very be at the end of the year. I'm not confident that he will be a top 10 player in this division at the end of the year. Kevin Zeitler, old. He's on the brink, though. He's like 12-13. Solid guy for the Giants. Obviously, Andrew Thomas. He hasn't played a game, so I'm not sure if he's going to be top 10 by the end of the year. But we'll see. He's going to have a lot of things to deal with. Amari Cooper gets shut down too much by elite corners. Odell kind of had the same thing, but he had those big games too. I think Amari Cooper is not really worth that $20 million. Jabril Peppers is really underrated. I think that, at that strong safety role, Xavier McKinney, if he can take a little bit of pressure off and he can fill that free safety role a little bit more, so, Jabril Peppers is put in a position to succeed, which the Giants are going to do. I think he could be successful there. And Michael Gallup, just a good overall receiver. I compare to like Allen Robinson, just like master of none, just a good overall receiver. Deals with a little bit of drops, but overall just solid. I think he's on the up and up. Landon Collins at safety. He was defensive player of the year last year. He was defensive player of the week last year for one of those weeks. But, just struggles in coverage, still doesn't have the elite quickness, but has that, instincts in the box. And then finally, Jalen Hurts. Well, for whenever, Carson Wentz gets injured, you never know. Jalen Hurts can step up and actually show you, this Eagles roster and how good it could be with the coaching and things like that. But that's basically what I was thinking. If you think I left off anything on the list, disagree with any of my points, definitely do let me know in the comment section down below. And, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I have to discuss today. I'm just concerned a little bit about Andrew. I just want to say this. I'm probably going to make it a point in a later video. I don't know why we aren't talking about Andrew Thomas for the Giants. I'm kind of concerned. I'm like, usually the rookies come in, it's like, oh, this guy looks great. Haven't really heard that much about Andrew Thomas, but it may be because it's like a weird type of year. That's a point I wanted to mention. And just think about, for the Giants, which players command respect for this team. I think Saquon Barkley commands respect. You have to game plan for him. Leonard Williams, you have to game plan for him, and that's why they're top 10 in this division. And notice in my top 10, by the way, there were no Redskins. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.